Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children out of the 12 tribes who the Lord will have mercy upon. And I'm your brother Matazabath. And before I get into this lesson, I want to say Salakia for the background noise. As I found some time to do a quick lesson through the Spirit at my job site. So I do apologize for the background noise. But nevertheless, brother reached out to me pertaining to if you are a believer, or I should just read it, Salakia. Should everyone believe in the truth be teaching even though they not on the meat yet? All right. And basically what the brother was asking, for those of you who are new, the Bible overall speaks about milk, which represents the basic knowledge of the scriptures, and strong meat, which represents having a strong foundation, understanding the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that comes with the scriptures, going into breakdowns, deep, dark parables, and such forth of that nature. And in my response, I just, gave him a quick response saying, if you've been in the truth for, 12 months or more, you should be teaching really no excuses, assuming that within that 12-month period, all right, you've been edified, you've been able to build yourself up enough to have a, secure foundation. All right. If you're examining yourself day in and day out, if you are really putting the work in, studying to show thyself approved, as the scripture says. And I went on to say, if you're on a basic level and you know enough to where you are able to break certain topics down, you should be doing videos and also out there on the highways and hedges and you're teaching, right? Now, for those of you who follow me, especially on TikTok, I did a live going into this topic, and I wanted to repost it, but it wouldn't let me. So I said, you know what? Let me just do another video, and this way I'll shorten it and hit the, basic points that needs to be hit. So let's start off with a scripture to answer this question, because, you'll have a lot of other brothers and who are in the truth or just coming into the truth or been in the truth for some while, but they haven't, had the urge to go out and, do the works, right? So let's start off with a basic scripture. Let's go to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter at verse 11. And it reads, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. And if any man minister, which means to serve, let him do it as of the ability, key word there, which the Most High give it. And it goes on to say that the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Now, when you read this in a different translation, let's get it in the NLT real quick. It says, do you have the gift of speaking? Then speak as though the Most High himself were speaking through you. All right. Because everybody's not born with that gift. That's the reason why we all have different offices to fulfill whatever lot was placed in front of us to fulfill. It says, do you have the gift of helping others? Do it with all the strength and energy that the Most High supplies. Then everything you will do bring glory to the Most High through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and all glory and power to him forever and ever. Amen. Now, why did it ask the question, do you have the gift of speaking? All right. So now we got to get a precept to find out, all right, about these gifts, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, and start at verse 27. It says, now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular. And the Most High has set some in the church. First, the apostles. Secondarily, prophets. Thirdly, teachers. After that, miracles. Then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. And when you get deeper into the scriptures, you're going to find very early on that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai deals with a ranking file order. Okay. And you can find that when you go into the book of Exodus on how the the tribes were set up, especially the Levitical priesthood. All right. There was an order on how the way things were done. Anyway, verse 29, it says, are all apostles? Question. Are all prophets? Question. Are all teachers? Question. Are all workers of miracles? Question. Have all the gifts of healing? Question. Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? You see? So obviously the answer to all of those questions would be no, because every brother is different. Every brother has his own lot. Okay. It says, verse 31, but covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. Now, we always say, when you first come in this truth, let's get 1 Peter 2:2. It says, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Okay. And what happens when you grow and you have sustained enough within this truth? All right. Let's get Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So the ones who are able, all right, to get the true sound doctrine are those that they've, sucked on the nip, all right, to receive all the nutrients of the basic foundations. And now they are ready to be weaned away from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay. So when you first get the understanding of the scriptures, so much so the basics, like understanding you are a Israelite, understanding who the 12 tribes are, understanding that salvation is only for the Israelites, beginning with the elect, understanding who our number one arch enemy being Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, beginning with the top banking elite family, understanding that the other nations will be subject unto us in the kingdom of heaven, right? Understanding who the Gentiles are, right? Things like that. Okay. Once you get the basic foundation, all right, of all of that, you should be in a position to where you can go out and teach those things. Okay. And then you'll start to understand as you progress within your studies, watching the elders, the apostles, the videos, and as you take in more information, the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shah will begin to sup with you. Okay. There's a precept where it talks about Yahweh Shah there knocking on the door. Okay, that's the spirit, because remember, he talked about sending the comforter down, which is the spirit of truth. Okay, and a lot of people are not born with that spirit. All right, so count yourself blessed. All right, if when you see the beginning with the apostles and elders videos and other brothers like-minded teaching the 100% sound doctrine, if what they're teaching resonates with your spirit and you understand it, okay, wholeheartedly, count yourself blessed, because, only the elect is going to get it. All right. That's Romans 11:7. What then hath Israel obtained that which is seeketh for? But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So once you get that milk, then you are ready to be drawn away from the breast. You're ready to be weaned away. All right. So that you can get more of an understanding. You can dive deeper. You can get the dark sayings, the deep parables and stuff like that. Now, in any situation, like the beloved Elder Manata Zabad used to say in his videos, that if you are not grounded so much that you don't have a solid foundation within this truth to go out and teach, don't do it. All right. Certain brothers, it took them 4 to 5 years to get out. Other brothers, it took them less than a year. Right. Myself, I came into the truth 2019, and I didn't start doing videos and started going out until 2021. So really 2 years. The spirit hopped on me one day. I felt I had faith enough, and, going out teaching. Now, obviously, throughout the different videos and stuff, I had to correct myself. There were certain things that I wasn't really too familiar on, but that comes with, the more you grow, the more you learn, listen, studying, taking notes, you get better as you go, and Don't be afraid. As the scripture says, when the Lord told Job, be not afraid of these people, So, yeah, it's a little, timid at first when you go out, but that's where you have to build up your faith enough. All right. And you should be doing that through your prayers. All right. That's one of the things you should be asking in your prayers for Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah to strengthen you in your faith, to give you the courage, So moving on, let's get another precept. I'm just going through the spirit. This is, let's get 2 Timothy 2. All right. And this is what was told to Timothy. It says, as Timothy wrote this in an epistle being directly under Apostle Paul, Salakia, that's what I meant to say. Verse 2, it says, in the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others. All right. So eventually, just as Timothy, gave the example here, that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to come in, learn, all right, get well established, build up your foundation, be rooted in the faith, and then you're supposed to go out and teach like-minded people, okay, which it calls them faithful men, all right, who shall what? Be able to teach others also. And it's true because even the beloved elder Apostle Tahar, he used to always say and still says to this day, there should be over like at least 100,000 camps. This truth has spread across the four corners of the earth. And you have Israelites waking up all over the earth, but we should have more camps than what is known right now. So, you brothers that's half-assing and just sitting around and just watching it come on and stuff like that, and you've been in this thing more than 12 months and stuff, you brothers should be out there on the highways and byways, man. You should be putting up lessons. You're not supposed to hide your talent. Okay, and Lord willing, we can get into that. So let's go to the Apocrypha. And let's get 2nd Esdras 12, I think. And yeah, this is what the angel told Esdras. 2nd Esdras 12 and 36 will start. It says, thou only hast been meet to know this secret of the highest, and therefore write all of these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. Okay, because eventually, this is just like Esdras. That's what we're doing. All right. That's why the apostle says this truth is only for the elect, because they will be the wise ones to get it. Once again, going back to Romans, the 11th chapter and verse 7, the elect should have to obtain it, but the rest were blinded. OK. And this is part of singing a new song. All right. Because the scriptures talks about the prophets are likened unto a calmly delicate new song. That's Jeremiah. Actually, no, Ezekiel 33 and 32. And it says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And this is why when you get Matthew, 11, and let's see here, right around the, let's see here, Matthew 11, I think it is. We type it in, Salakia. Yeah, okay, Matthew 11, right around the 17th. Let me highlight that. Matthew 11, verses 16 and 17. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows. All right. And the markets represents us out there on the highways and hedges. All right. Calling unto our fellows. Who was our fellows? Our fellow Israelites, beginning with the elect, and saying, we have piped unto you and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you and ye have not lamented. All right. Because in the midst of calling the elect, you're going to have Israelites that they're not going to accept this truth. All right. Mostly 2/3 of our people. OK, this is all a part of bidding them to the marriage. All right. Let's grab that. All right. This is what we're supposed to do. Matthew, the 22nd chapter. Right. Let's see here. We'll start at verse. Yeah. Parable of the marriage feast. All right. Because remember, we're in a time where we're supposed to be getting ourselves ready to meet our bride, man. And verse 1, and Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son. All right. This is representing Yahweh being the king of the universe, and his son. All right. Yahushua. And sent forth his servants to call them. That's the point. Sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready, come unto the marriage. All right. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's see if they got that precept in there. Let me see here. No. That's all right. Let's go to that real quick. I got it right here. I think it's Psalms 3. Oh, 2, actually. No. Where is it? Is it Proverbs? Salak. See if I can find it. Actually, it might be Proverbs 6, for what I remember. Proverbs 6. No, let's try Psalm 6. Talks about wisdom. Okay. Have killed. Let's see. Fatlings. No, can't even spell Salakia. Mingled. Let's see if I can find that. And here it is. Proverbs, the 9th chapter, Salakia. Proverbs 9:1. Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beast. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city. That's why we're supposed to be out on the highways and hedges. Verse 4. Whoso is simple, let him turn hither. As for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, come, eat of my bread and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. Okay, so this is the marriage feast. You see, so let's go back to Matthew, the 22nd chapter. All right, verse 4 again. It says, again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready, come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise, and the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. You see? So just like back then, you had a lot of the Israelites that slew and slain some of the prophets, right? It says here, verse 7, but when the king heard thereof, he was wroth and sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt up their city. All right. And that judgment is coming in this time. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. All right. And that's why we, tell you, Jakes, repent, man. All right. Come back unto the, this wise counsel, verse 9, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So we were commanded. OK, though this is a parable put in, this is what it's like it unto. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. OK, and when it talks about both bad and good, because, you're going to have as the scriptures talk about, man crept in unawares. Also talks about, when you get the sower of the seed. All right, how some seeds fell on the wayside. All right, some came in 60-fold, 30-fold, 100-fold. All right. And it goes on to say, verse 11, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. Okay. So, he didn't fully cover himself within this truth. All right. And the scriptures talk about, Yahweh Shai in Revelation, lest he find us naked, naked to meaning that we don't have a covering. We don't have this truth. All right. That's what that garment represents, man. Right. So it goes on to say, verse 12, and he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. All right. So he's like, yo, how did you get up in here and you ain't even got the right attire on? All right. And that, symbolizes, you haven't, basically you haven't prepared yourself. All right. You haven't trimmed your ways. All right. You haven't, subdued to the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 13, then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot and take him away and cast him into outer darkness. And there shall be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. All right. Which it goes on to say last, for many are called, but few are chosen. And that's why even Yahweh Shai made the statement when he said, there'll be many that say unto me, Lord, Lord, have I not cast out devils in thy name and stuff like that? But he said, away from me, you workers of iniquity, for, roughly paraphrasing, I knew you not, roughly paraphrasing. So you got to understand that this is a very big deal, man. You should be teaching. All right. Because you don't want to sit on your talent. OK, let's grab that now. Finally, let's go to chapter 25, the parable of the talents. Now, I want to get straight to the point for time's sake. Verse 24 says, then he which had received the one talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. And lo, there thou hast that is thine. And his Lord answering said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not and gather where I have not strawed. And thou oughtest therefore to have put my money, which the money represents this truth. All right. Understanding the scriptures, to the exchangers. And then at my coming, I shall have received my own usury. Take therefore the talent from him, the guy who he gave the talent to, which he didn't go and double it up, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. All right. Is speaking of the first person that was given the 10 talents. Because, well, first off, he started off with having 5 talents. But when Yahweh Shai came to collect, he was able to double it. So he therefore had 10 talents. Right. So that's what it means. Give it to the one who has 10 talents. Verse 29. And for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant unto outer darkness, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. All right. And that's talking about that judgment. All right. Via way thermonuclear destruction. All right. You're going to take part of that second death. All right. This is how serious it is, man. So, and obviously there's a balance with that. Like I said, you don't want to, if you're not well, don't so much worry about being deep. Brothers think that they got to be so deep and they got to be on the parable level and stuff like that. When the scriptures talk about seek not things. Matter of fact, let's grab that. I don't want to butcher that. Let's get Sirach, the 3rd chapter, verse 21. And it reads, it says, seek not out things that are too hard for thee, and neither search the things that are above thy strength. But here's the main point. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. All right. So don't get so caught up in, I got to know enough meat in order for me to go out there. No, you'll know when it's time for you to go out there. If the Holy Spirit is supping with you and you feel and you have faith that you know just enough, all right, to where you know the basics, okay, you know how to, a few of the breakdowns, you understand end time prophecy, okay, which mainly, if you know who Esau Edom is, if you know the Gentiles, know how to break it down, if you know John 3:16, if you know who salvation is for, if you know the 12 tribes, all right, that should be good enough for you to be well on your way to go and teach. Okay. So, yeah, man. And let's end it off on here. This is Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12, which we bring out, time and time again. It says, for when for the time ye ought to be teachers. All right. Showing you that, yeah, you eventually, not eventually, but you should be teaching. You're supposed to be out here doing the work. Right. So it says, for when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Okay. Because you have instances where you have brothers that are teaching, but what tends to happen is they tend to go off the rails and try to dive into maybe topics that they haven't got the full understanding on. So then they call themselves winging it, which that's the worst thing you can ever do. Never wing the scriptures, right? Or they'll try to go into a breakdown that they themselves haven't even gotten the understanding thereof. So they try to attempt doing it, and then they don't have you have certain breakdowns that is likened unto strong meat. So, it's almost like it's a stumbling block onto them because they haven't desired the sincere milk. They're still stuck on the milk in order to, be able to latch on to having solids, which is that strong meat. So what does it say? Verse 13, for everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. All right. Let's read that in the NLT. NLT says, for someone who lives on milk is still an infant and doesn't know how to do what is right. Right. What is an example of that? And an example of that will be, I mentioned it on my TikTok live, like you have certain members within IUIC that been in this thing for so long, but they still believe that the Sabbath is from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. You still got you got members within that congregation that they believe you can get your hair lined up. They believe you can wear dreads, this, that, and the third. Right. So they will be individuals that's still stuck on the milk. All right, because that's a basic scripture where scriptures talk about in 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, doth not nature itself teach you that it is a shame for a man to have long hair. Right. It's in our law in the book of Leviticus where it talks about not shaving your head bald, not lining up your beards and stuff like that. All right. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. Those are really milk scriptures. Those are some of the things you first learn when you come into the truth. You see? So, and then that leads you into this precept here. Let's get Romans, the 10th chapter. It says, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Okay. You still stuck on the milk. You don't have a solid foundation yet. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Okay. Because that starts with you being under the elders. Right. Let's grab that. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 8. Verse 8, we'll start at, pointing at verse 9. It says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease. And miss not the discourse of the elders, beginning with our apostles on down, for they also learned of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as needed require it. Now, the Bible does say, when you go to Proverbs, the 4th chapter, verse 7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. And how do you get the understanding? Through the prophets whom Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set up. All right. So we'll end it on this. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 through 12. It says, and he, meaning Yahweh Shai, gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for what? For the perfecting of the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay, beginning with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the rest of the scattered, all right, amongst the heathen nations, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach. You see? So, you know, and hey, every man, you know, through their measure of faith, because we all have different lots, man. Okay, so I just want to, you know, I'm gonna leave it at there. I think the point has been made. So overall, you should be teaching now. Again, if you don't have, if you're not rooted, I should say, within the basic foundation, if you're not grounded so much so that you can be out on your own to, you know, do the works, don't do it, you know, and don't be over righteous either, trying to do it. You know, if you will know, like I said, you know, the spirit will hop on you, and, you know, you'll know the time that, yep, all right, it's time for me to go out there. I know enough. All right. I'm confident. I got the faith. All right. Hey, the scripture says, examine yourself to see if you be in the faith. All right. So you should be examining yourself. All right. If you have to ask that question, then clearly you're not where you're supposed to be. All right. So with that, all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash, Yahweh Ratazah. I'll see you on the other side. Shalom.